Yeah, unfortunate. I fought two wizards and a priest at the same time. You don't want to fight priests in general. Priests just kill people. They're insanely overpowered for the point in the game where you start seeing them. And it gets even worse with species that have low amounts of HP, such as Gargoyle. So yeah, not really an issue. It's just a thing that happens. Alright, I think I like the idea of equipping ringmail as soon as I find it. My requirements when it comes to spellcasting are not really too strict. Okay. Yeah, by the way, I didn't get the ability to do that when fighting the priest earlier because unfortunately I was in a corridor. You know how corridors are for characters that need Foxfire? You are in a corridor, you don't really get Foxfire. Ring of Fire resistance is pretty lame for this character. I won't really need fire resistance for quite a while because I am a worshipper of Ignis. Hmm. That's pretty bad. Now I need to find another maze because -1 Maze of Chaos is going to get me killed sooner rather than later. I assume that Chaos wouldn't really be terrible if I just like two-shot everything. But I am not at the point in the game where I'm gonna be two-shotting anything at all. So yeah. Um, I am very tempted to take off the ringmail now and just melee as little as possible. Um, just cast a Scorch instead. Or to be more precise, what I should do is melee the very weak monsters that even when berserked, which is pretty much the worst things that can happen, invisible berserk. Those monsters I would be okay with meleeing. Okay, I can also use this. Pretty nice upgrade, better than the Chaos branded maze that I was using. This bolt gives me a sensation of danger, but it wasn't really that bad. Having immunity to poison and decent amounts of armor class at this point in the game is pretty good. I am not wearing body armor. Maybe it is not a terrible idea to get some of that. Okay, kinda playing with fire there, committing the same mistake that I did earlier, trying to fight a priest and a wizard. Two priests and a wizard, but unlike the previous time, this time I do emerge victorious. Pretty sweet. Well, it's a bit of an upgrade. The poison resistance obviously doesn't matter. I am a gargoyle. Plus the kite shield. I might use that later. Distortion dagger. Okay, please don't banish me. Thank you. Wow, that was extremely nasty. The dude was literally in front of a door. So I opened the door and it was there already. It was next to me. The only way for me to not get absolutely destroyed there was to kill it before it killed me, and I got really lucky because I managed to do that. Yeah, not something that you should count on, for sure. Spear of Venom. That's a pretty good thing to have. But I don't think that, yeah, there's no cross-training between polearms and maces. The Phantom makes me kinda worried. I cannot believe that I hit it 4 times with Scorch. The odds were pretty low because the Scorch hits everything that or like it can hit everything that is within its range. It doesn't actually only hit one monster. Okay, I'm thinking about training Axes now. Didn't get this far in my previous attempt. What is that? Plain hand axe, very dull. Yeah, things are looking pretty good for this character. Who would have guessed that having 15 armor class would be a good way to not take damage in the early game? Priests are still unreasonably scary, significantly more than the average. Okay, I decided to lose 2 armor class for willpower and for a much better success rate on Scorch. I also have Blink. Maybe it would be a good idea for me to train it soon. Vampiric Hand Axe. It's not gonna be great, this Vampiric Hand Axe, but I am going to carry it because it might save me in a situation where maybe I'm at low HP and I switch into it and I swing and I hit super hard. That kind of thing does happen every now and then. Alrighty, that went well. Yeah, I can tap Scorpions. It's probably not the end of the world if I tap a Scorpion, because I'm a Gargoyle and I'm immune to poison. But I can also just Scorch them. After all, my Scorch is pretty good. War Axe is something that I should pick up and use. Prince Ribbit is not that bad, but the White Imp makes me a bit nervous. I think that the White Imp makes it so that I don't really want to fight Prince Ribbit at the same time. It is happening and I am kind of winning, but I still think that it is very, very unsafe thing to do. However, I grossly underestimated the effect of having amazing armor class. Those guys barely were able to scratch me, and I was dealing some serious damage because Scorch is a fantastic spell at this stage of the game. It's Ignis Cinder Acolyte is such a good start because you get one spell, but it is a good spell. It is a very real spell. You also get Ignis, which, yeah, it's a lot of really good stuff. But Scorch is the thing that really makes this background. I'm gonna use Fighty Armor again. Yeah, Fighty Armor is super good because when things hurt you in melee, you hurt them in retaliation. Oh, do you have like super armor or something? You have a buckler. Well, I guess that explains everything. I have to go a bit hard on that guy because it was getting pretty scary. There were too many dudes, and yeah, okay. Let me pick up, maybe even equip this buckler. After all, bucklers are kind of free. Yeah, doesn't really mess with my spellcasting a lot. Trident of the Octopus King. And I was thinking that I was not gonna get a good trident. This is a good trident. And Axes does cross-train with polearms, and this is so much better than the axe that I have. So I'm gonna do it. It might be a bit of greedy move, but I'm gonna do it because I do think that the Trident of the Octopus King is kind of insane. I wonder if it has any kind of weird synergy with the rings of the Octopus King that I don't know about. Let's see. No, it's just a Trident of Venom with resistance to electricity and resistance to poison. About as boring as it gets. It certainly is killing things alright, so no complaints here. Alright, we got some jacks. There's no big issue though. I did get hit kinda hard at the end. Anyway, my damage output increased quite a lot by equipping the Trident of the Octopus King. It's looking pretty good so far. What do you have for me? Nothing. Wand of Digging is so valuable though. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Crazy Youth hastes me, so yeah, the dangers of actually using a Chaos branded weapon, Heavy Hammer. Heavy Hammer is a pretty okay thing. 14 base damage, not horrendous, but of course Morning Star is better, but have I seen any Morning Stars? That's the thing. On the other hand, I have seen the Trident of the Octopus King, and it is offering me with resistances that I do not need because I'm a Gargoyle. Part of being a Gargoyle is the fact that you're not gonna need some resistances. Polearms are really nice at fighting gnolls. They definitely even up the playing field, make it so that you can attack the gnolls without getting hit by two gnolls at the same time. You know what, I'm gonna poke this guy with a Trident of the Octopus King because I feel like that's a pretty good way to kill him. And it was indeed the case, okay. Alrighty, so far so good. I see a priest. I'm gonna fear. Yeah, the priest plus the million other guys that it was supported by made it so that I didn't want to take that fight. I can take on the whites like a joke. They're nothing. But the whites buying time for the priest to smite me a couple of times, still pretty scary. Look at my HP, it's only 56. And it's happening, look at that. The only damage that I've taken has been from the priest. And yeah, the priests are so good at dealing damage to you. So scary to be fighting a priest as a Gargoyle because of the low HP. That's not really something that will ever get away, that I'll ever, you know, fix or grow away from, but it's fine. Rithrin, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate the continued support, especially in these times where I haven't really been streaming as much as I used to. It's still a good thing to see that I have support, that I haven't lost your support. Thank you for everything. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, this character is looking pretty decent so far. I have the Trident of the Octopus King, and I am poking things with Seth Trident. Maggie has a nice thing that I might end up using for the rest of the game. I think that I can train the Trident to min delay. I can see myself winning the game with that Brodax, but not immediately, so I can just use the Trident of the Octopus King right now, get to min delay on it, and then eventually replace it with something else. Now, the question is, do I want to get rid of willpower for acid scales? I mean, sure, it's a bit of extra armor class. Now I have 19 armor class. I am always astonished at how good Gargoyle is at, you know, amassing large amounts of armor class. Okay, the time for the Bamp hand axe to shine has already passed, so now I am going to drop it. I don't really think that equipping it and trying to attack something will save me at this point. There was a chance of that happening earlier, but yeah, not really anymore. Maybe I should read for blinking. I already found heal wounds, so yeah, I'm gonna try to find blinking now. Okay, didn't really have that many scrolls of identify, but yeah, better play it safe than risk it with Psyche and her strong chaos attacks. Okay, another band of whites plus orcs. I'm retreating because I don't want to accidentally run into, for example, a priest. But I run into Morris, which is also pretty bad. Morris should die soon. Okay, I got confused. That's my fault for taking off my willpower item, I suppose. Yeah, look at that. I'm getting absolutely destroyed by the confusion. Fortunately, Morris does end up dying. I'm not sure if this wand was in my inventory or if it's something that that Morris generated with. +4 battle axe. Probably gives a run for its money to the Trident of the Octopus King. I'm gonna train access to 14, 1.0 delay on that. I don't think that I'm actually gonna use the battle axe for the entirety of the game, but at this point of the game where I have no where I have no shield skill, it's not really worth it to sacrifice the extra damage of the two-hander for the protection of the shield. Yeah, going pretty well so far. I thought that maybe I was going to die to that two-headed ogre, but fortunately it was not the case. Ring of Protection, let's equip that. Now I have 24 armor class. This is the kind of armor, like I generally, frequently win characters with less armor class than this. It's not an uncommon thing for me to win characters with less armor class than these. On the other hand, I do win characters with a lot more armor class than these. Definitely there's some situations that can get pretty sketchy because of the low amount of armor class. Oh boy. The Cyclops made me a bit nervous there. If it had gone for the throw rock, that maybe could have killed me. Ouch, big damage. Okay. Really scary. It hit me for 23, pretty much halved my HP with a single attack. Very spooky. You know, things of just low HP things, I guess. Let's try fighting. Yeah, that could have killed me. But on the other hand, like, if you have 24 armor class, at which point is it safe to fight a Cyclops? I think that it is only reasonable to be able to fight a Cyclops with 24 armor class. The game was kinda disagreeing with me there, however, but that's just how it is with Crawl and its affinity for not showing you solid, real numbers so that you can properly assess a threat. There's not really much that you can do with the information of, yeah, it can hit you for up to 35 because it's like one dice of 35. What if you don't get hit for all the full dice? And what I'm trying to say is that if you try to play around all those possibilities of 1% chance of getting destroyed, SOT becomes a massive pain because in SOT is the land of a 1% chance to get paralyzed, right? So yeah, I think that's actually a big issue with Crawl. If I was able to make some significant changes in Crawl, that would be probably one of the things that I would change first. Okay. This +4 ringmail and willpower, pretty nice thing to have. Now I have 27 armor class. Jeez, this is crazy. 27 armor class by D9. By the way, I think that I was fighting the denizens of a ridiculous early game bolt in the middle of the level. It's not a huge stone bolt, but it is a stone bolt in the middle of the level, so yeah. Probably explains why those guys were getting so close to killing me. Yeah, the Trident of the Octopus King. Who would have guessed that a highly enchanted trident was such a good weapon for this early stage of the game? I don't even have to worry about you because I am a gargoyle and I'm already very resistant to electricity. Man, gargoyles are kinda ridiculous. They get away with so many things. For some reason I don't auto pick up Tin of Tremor Zones, but let's fix that. Hello, is there any way to get my configuration? RC. Do I not have a bot still? No, there's no way. There's no way. I have the bot. It's right there. Hold on. Give me a second. Almost there. Thank you for your patience. Cloud bot. Enable. Okay, let's give it a bit and try this again. And there you go. Okay. So yeah, it was disabled. Whenever you don't stream for a very long time, it disables itself. Maybe I should pick up that anti-magic trident, but most likely what would happen is that I would forget to use it. Or that I would just not find worthy foes to use it on. So yeah, I think that the better way to prevent spellcasters from casting spells is to just kill them with the Trident of the Octopus King. Many thanks. No problem, anytime. Yeah, my RC file is not great, by the way. It has an interesting thing in the form of the damage calculator. I think that everyone wants that, the damage calculator, but that's pretty much it. Sketchy position. I think that we up shaft. Sure. I think it would be pretty funny if the shaft that is created after you up shaft put you in exactly the same spot. It would be funny, but it is not the case. Okay, maybe I am playing with fire. Yeah, a 22% chance to get absolutely dunked on by this guy. I am for sure playing with fire. Okay, the wizard is not gonna step on that. Unless it will. Are you even... no, you're not standing on that. Yeah, we should try to avoid getting destroyed by banishment. I have already found Lair. I might go there soon because I don't want to get destroyed by Sonya either. I should exclude this and I should exclude this. And let's go downstairs. Okay, there's Sonya still. I'm still in the same fight. Funny thing that none of these guys are actually like super scary. They're kind of dangerous, but they're not terrible. Sonya is the thing that I don't want to get meleeed by for obvious reasons. Okay, I found the Scroll of Silence. We can use that against the wizard. Maybe I should take off the buckler, so I can use the battle axe. I wonder what's better between this battle axe and the trident. Trident says 25, battle axe says 32. Current attack day 1.0. It's not really 1.0. It's more like 1.1 because I would have 1.0 at 14 axes. I only have 12. Okay, you gotta be careful with Sonia. How are we going to get this done, Sonia? How are we going to do this? I think maybe zero skill Tin of Tremorstone kills Sonia, but I'm not 100% sure. It's pretty spooky. Oh, come on, the explosion was garbage there. I might get destroyed here. Okay, it didn't happen. We don't have a poly wand, not that I was carrying one. I'm pretty sure the game already generated one. I just didn't pick it up. But yep, the correct thing to do is to pick up a poly wand. That's why I say that maybe you shouldn't copy my RC file in its entirety. Copy only the damage calculator, that's perfectly fine. But if you copy the entirety of my RC file, you're gonna copy some things like my auto pickups and my and my damage settings too. My auto fighting stop is at around 30% or so. It's much lower than what's recommended, especially for newer players. The damage calculator is at the bottom. Yeah, it's almost at the bottom of the RC file. Okay. Rare situation where in the early game I find a shop that I can buy the entirety of, and a shop that I actually want to buy the entirety of. Well, it's not the best thing to have, but Ring of Ice is a source of cold resistance, which I didn't have until now. Where are these guys? Knight, or Warrior and Knight. At least the one that has a pole arm is the one that's next. Is one of the two that are next to me, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, hold on. Maybe I don't get smitten by Gastronok. Once again, we're not the kind of character that can tank many of those, even though we do have a good amount of armor class. Sapphire potion for 30 gold only. Might as well. I am tempted to also buy the silver ring. However, it could be slaying. That's the main reason that's compelling me to buy it. It could be slaying, but I am going to pass. There's more shops that I have not seen in this level. Yep, this level has a million shops, as you can see. There's an unseen horror. There's two unseen horrors? I think that there's two unseen horrors. Okay, pretty spooky, but the Efreet, good guy Efreet helped me kill one of them. I have a lot of armor class, so I'm not really afraid of them. I think that I'm gonna get armor now. Yeah, this is not really gonna be a melee character or a mage. I want it to be a melee character that uses a shield. I think shields are really, really good, even though they are considerably nerfed. I still think that the ability to block stuff is very valuable. Yeah. Okay. Those are some decent rings, but I don't have that much money. Alrighty, Poison got rid of the Boulder Beetle very easily. Getting killed by these abominations, very scary. Yeah, this bolt with the wizard is not something that you would normally see at this point in the game. Wow, pretty scary. I think that I am better off not going into that level until I am done with Lair. I don't really expect Lair to be super difficult because I have the Trident of the Octopus King. It's such a strong thing to have at this point in the game. Just a +8 Trident of Venom. Venom Brand, really, really nice for the early game. The more the game goes on, the weaker it gets, up until the point where it never is worse than not having anything, but it can be pretty bad because it can give you the illusion that it is going to do a lot, especially if you had a good time in the early game because of using it. But there's a point where you just have to throw it away. Okay, this War Axe of Flaming might become my main weapon now. It's gonna deal more damage than the Trident, and it is going to chop off Hydra heads. So yeah. And also I am going to be eventually switching to the Battle Axe and then the Broad Axe once I have shield skill. I'm not gonna train to 20 axes. I'm gonna train only to 18 for the Broad Axe. I have resistance to corrosion, right? Yeah, otherwise I would not even think about doing what I'm about to do. Okay, I maybe shouldn't have done this. Yeah, perhaps a bit bold. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. By the way, I should play more Darkest Dungeon. I have not played it off stream. I still need to finish that playthrough. Alright, I wonder what we're gonna find at the end of this magical journey of corrosion. There's a door. Loot. Rendered Battle Axe. Rendered Vamp Battle Axe. That's really good, actually. It is pretty close to a jackpot. The only thing that I don't like is that it is so, you know, so little enchanted. It is not enchanted, it's +1, but it's still a Vamp Battle Axe. Perhaps not the best thing to have as my main weapon, but pretty good for when I lose a lot of HP. This helmet is fantastic. Yeah, that helmet I have no doubt that will stay with me for the rest of the game. Pretty great. So yeah, what do you guys think about Wand of Roots? Because earlier I was talking about how I don't like the item because I consider it to be weaker than Wand of Ice Blast. But I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion or what. Oh, do Sky Sharks not get buffs because I am a Gargoyle? Because if so, that's pretty cool. Like, they need to draw blood, and I guess Gargoyles cannot draw blood. Or do not bleed, I suppose, because they're Gargoyles. Gargoyles get destroyed after all. Even enemy Gargoyles get destroyed instead of dying. So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. Made me wonder about the whole bleeding thing when I first saw the Sky Shark. But it is nice that some species get extra bonuses for when it comes to dealing with them. Ouch, this guy's hurting. And wow, that really hurts. It's crazy how quickly your HP can go down even if you have a lot of armor class. It's just all that it takes is a bit of a bad roll or two for you to go very low on HP when you are a gargoyle. No, I think that we get access now. Because I do want to have access to 1.0 delay on that Battle Axe of Vamp that we just got. This is gonna be a pretty great character. I am already anticipating it. The game has given me some pretty good melee stuff to go melee, so I am going melee. Have we gotten spells? I mean, we have Poisonous Vapors, and Irradiate and Manifold Assault Dragon Form. Yep, we had some other options here, but this is fine. I still don't know what god I'm gonna go after Ignis. I don't want to go Okawaru. I think that's too boring. It might be for the best that I read magic mapping here because I do not want to miss the ice cave. I'm very close to it actually. I have a charge of digging and it would save me going around and getting into 1 or 2 fights. Wow, it's so good. I shouldn't be getting meleeed by multiple deathjacks. It's really scary. But yeah, the Vamp Ballax is carrying here. Look at that. Look at that sustain. It is so powerful. Got a bit of an unlucky streak towards the end, so no ending the fight at full HP, but ending the fight at all without really having to use consumables is good enough for me. I already identified blinking, so I don't really need to re-identify on scrolls anymore. My resistances already look fantastic. That warp buckler might change everything. I might want to equip that instead of what I have right now. Okay, gonna equip this scale mail instead of the ring mail, at least for now, because I do want the cold resistance for the rest of these. Do I even have an incentive to go over there? Randard scale mail, manual of ice magic, identify, and a wand, I suppose. The scale mail needs to be really good because doing that is so difficult. I land, I think, here. Yeah, I land here, and then I have to get rid of 2 ice statues and an ugly thing without really being able to back off. It's not that terrible because I got 2 pips of cold resistance, but it is still a pretty aggravating thing. I'm gonna use fiery armor and I'm gonna go in. Immediately I take some damage. I have 40 armor class, by the way. Yeah, it's not going very well. I'm gonna get shields a stat now. Okay. Your wings grow larger and stronger. Maybe I should have hasted before going in. Though this is going really well. Yeah, that was about as good as it gets. The scale mail is disappointing. Didn't use any consumables, so it's not the end of the world, but still pretty disappointing. Wand of Roots. Well, talking about the devil. Yeah, pretty disappointing when you get Wand of Roots instead of getting Wand of Ice Blast. I like Wand of Ice Blast. It's, in my opinion, such a better item. Yeah, check the buckler. The buckler is important. It's bad, pretty bad. Okay, let me go back to my kite shield because that's what I'm gonna equip most likely when I have shields skill. Well of Light is your favorite wand? Because it enables the stabbing, I suppose. You do like your stabbing quite a bit. For me, I don't really think it's fantastic or anything, but it is okay. When it comes to the beam ones, I feel like all 3 beam ones are in a similar power level. Wand of Quicksilver has utility, when it comes to removing buffs of both enemies and you, if you're willing to deal yourself a little bit of damage, which, by the way, it's actually going to be a lot of damage. Wand of Light has the stabbing thing, the stabbing synergy, and Wand of Acid, makes monsters easier to kill. All three of them are pretty okay, very different items, even though they're beams. All three of them, funnily enough. But on the other hand, Wand of Roots and Wand of Ice Blast are completely opposite. Wand of Ice Blast is reliable instant damage, and Wand of Roots is unreliable over time damage that also has the nice upside of sometimes letting you walk away from monsters, which, to be fair, it's a pretty good thing. But I feel like it's so unreliable, like the constriction doesn't last for long enough. If it lasted for like at least 3 turns, it would be so busted. So I don't know how to balance it. I don't know if it can be balanced. I think that it is permanently bound to be either completely worthless and worse than Ice Blast or super busted. And there's no in between when it comes to that item. Okay, this is Layer 5. So when I noticed that I didn't have to fear Sky Sharks as a Gargoyle, my respect for them dropped rather drastically. I still will be scared of them with other characters, but not with this one for sure. And I think that I will never need this Ring of Fire Resistance. After all, I did pick up Helmet of Least Resistance, which gives me Fire Resistance. 2 pips of Fire Resistance, in fact, so... I have this friend that really wants to take me to Japan, but I don't really trust him that much. Like, he wants to pay everything, and when you're taking an overseas trip and someone else is paying everything for you, like, you gotta trust the person a lot. I don't know if I am at that level yet, so I am a bit hesitant regarding taking the free trip to Japan, just because someone else would be paying for everything. The part that makes me really nervous is the slight possibility of, being stranded in a country where, like, I don't even speak the language. Yeah, that makes me really, really nervous. Not that I think that my friend has malicious intent with the whole inviting me to Japan thing, but it is a possibility of a thing that could happen. What if he dies in Japan or so? It's probably a bit of a ridiculous thing to think about, but yeah, it's just how it is. Alrighty, let's see what we get when it comes to this loot. We don't need that. We get File of Lots. That's a pretty good item. Alrighty, no complaints. I feel like this character doesn't really need a lot when it comes to loot because it's already a pretty crazy strong character. We're gonna get maybe dexterity because I don't like being at 5 dexterity. Yeah, let's get dexterity. They really need more strength. Let's get dexterity. And let's also not wield the War Axe of Flaming anymore. Let's go to the Battle Axe. Okay. The 11. I don't think I completed this. I think that something forced me to run away. Or was it the Gargoyle? Oh no, the Gargoyle wasn't. Oh, Gastronok. Well, I think I have the ability to get rid of Gastronok, but now I don't care about the hat. I was a bit excited about that hat of willpower, but now that I have, the helmet that I have, it's not really even worth considering. I was afraid of the abominations. I remember that, and they're still pretty rough. They're messing me up. I should abandon Ignis. Okay. Let's see. Altar. I have not gone into the temple, by the way. Oh, I can go Jiyva. Yeah, sure. Sure. I mean, well, how can I say no to Jiyva? The good old Ignis into Jiyva. Maybe I could have gone Kaslal as well, but Jiyva is crazy. Jiyva is such a strong god. Um, it's crazy, crazy good. I really appreciate Jiyva a lot. Jiyva will also give me regen that I do not have. I don't have regen items. I have resistances, but I do not have regen items. So resistances plus armor class plus regen plus shield, because we are getting pretty close to the point where I am going to be using a shield. That's gonna end in a pretty strong character, for sure. We're also approaching the point in the game where I stop using this Vamp Battle Axe. Yeah, we're almost there. Oh yeah. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be moving the streaming operation to YouTube by 2023. um, but I might still do it. By 2023, but probably not so. Probably not so soon. I was gonna do it beginning this year, but I ended up not doing it. Mm. I still think it is worth trying, because I think that Twitch doesn't do anything for your growth. Like it is pretty difficult for Twitch to or for you to grow on Twitch is what I'm trying to say. Pretty difficult thing. Mm. Maybe instead of, or I am okay with going Jiyva, but I should have gone Jiyva after doing Orc, because Orc has a lot of gold that I just deprived myself of for not even that much Jiyva piety. Because Jiyva piety does not depend on how many things the jellies eat. It now depends on exploration. It is exploration piety, but it just happens really, really fast. Okay, I decided to poke Jorgrun with the Trident of the Octopus King to go for severe poison first. I'm gonna try to go for Kirare. Kirare is failing pretty drastically. Okay, we hit Jorgrun with Kirare. Now I'm going to switch back to my Balax and I'm gonna attack Jorgrun. Jorgrun is no longer waterlogged, very scary. Do I have a Scroll of Silence? I'm gonna use it. Yeah, I don't want you doing any shenanigans with your iron shots and stuff. And I'm not really a spellcaster, so I think it is very well worth it to do what I did. Yeah, 13 shields. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna drop the Valaxus, and I'm going to wield. I wonder what's better between the Broad Axe and the War Axe. This says 28 and this says 28. Well, it's pretty much the same. I guess the War Axe is better because the War Axe attacks faster. But the Broad Axe will eventually be better. All that's left for me to do is to equip the Kite shields. Okay, now I have shield stats. I thought that I was gonna use the Battle Axe for much longer, but yeah, I've been gaining a lot of experience. There was another Broad Axe on the floor, but it was +0, so I didn't even bother picking it up. Ouch. Getting destroyed by smites? Or is it something else? Well, I did get smitten, but I am missing my vamp, by the way. This would be a pretty good position to vamp on. Let's see how this goes. I think that I should win this. It looks bad, but I think that I should win this. Yeah, with my stats, I should win this. Okay. Got pretty scary for a moment, for sure. Didn't Twitch give you the option so that you can do both without being penalized? You need to not be an affiliate. Like you can stream on both platforms, but it needs to be different stuff. You cannot do just like you cannot stream both. Like stream the same thing to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Pretty much. I do re-upload a lot of the things that I do on Twitch. Um, okay, Rupert, this is scary. But you cannot transmit them at the same time in both platforms. It is in their contract. Um, and yeah, I do think that YouTube makes it easier for you to grow. It also has something to do with the way that you produce videos for YouTube. Like, how likely are you to stop watching a stream versus how likely are you to stop watching a multi-hour video on YouTube? I feel like stopping a multi-hour video on YouTube is much more of a frequent thing. Um, well, where on the other hand, when you go into YouTube, you know what you're getting into, and you are not really going to stop watching a very long video, or a stream rather. You're not really gonna stop watching a stream. That's so scary. I hate how monsters cheat, and when they berserk, they lose a slow. And players don't have that. Like players that berserk don't do that straight up. I wonder if I die soon. He hits hard, but I have a shield and I have a ton of armor class. But I also don't have that much HP. Rupert is pretty scary. Luke? What do you mean, Luke? Okay, I summon a null band. Maybe hit the Rupert. Support the null band. Ouch. Rupert is still corroded. He doesn't have that much HP. Armor class none. 0. Pretty scary dude. Okay, Wand of Roots. Rupert dies? Sure. Use Platus. That's a shame. I have been thriving so far. Maybe I should have been the one to die here. After all, I did do something that I probably shouldn't have gotten away with when it came to fighting Rupert. Singing Sword. Nothing, and the heal wounds, I want that. You tried to Curare Dubesa, it missed, it hit the one and it killed the one. That's pretty funny. It truly is crazy how strong this character is. Yeah, it got pretty crazy at some point. I ruined Quick Blade. Yeah, but we're not gonna use that, of course. I was more interested in the Morning Star, or maybe even the Randart Maze, but I have what I want in the form of the Brodax. My only concern is the likelihood of me not getting it to +9. I think that it is very likely that it's not gonna happen. Alrighty, pretty open Orc too. Let's get out of here, I suppose. We're pretty much done. And yeah, maybe I should have gone Jiyva after this because Jiyva ate a lot of gold here, a lot. You have 939, but I'm pretty sure I would have more if it had not been for Jiyva. Let's go do the rest of the dungeon. I do still need to finish this level with all these large abominations. Heavy war axe, and we're not damage rating 40 versus damage rating of 28. All right, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it. I hope that I don't get destroyed by doing this. But I'm also training to 18 already. Yeah, I want min delay on the broad axe. And when I have min delay on the broad axe, that's gonna be the time for me to. Wow, 1.3 delay. That's not really doable. It's really bad. And I'm sure that part of that is because I have a shield on. Boy, that's pretty scary. Let's go upstairs. Another ring of protection. We can equip it instead of the ring of ice. By the way, the ring of ice gives me normally weakness to fire. Fortunately, since I have 2 pips of fire resistance, like Ignis Wrath doesn't make you get weakness to fire if you have an item that gives you weakness to fire. It just makes it so that you don't ever get the resistance. Pretty interesting how it works. Boy, it really hurts me that the attack delay is 1.3, 1.2. It feels like I'm doing something that I absolutely shouldn't be doing. And I'm only getting away with it because I am getting pretty lucky. Because even with 13.9 armor class, it's not so rare for something to get lucky 2 times in a row and just like blow you up. It can happen with these 2-headed ogres. Surprisingly, it didn't happen. Okay, killing these Rakshasas being pretty difficult, but we eventually get it done. I really like how with Jiyva you don't even have to rest. Jiyva gives you so much regen that you're gonna be good to go. I think Jiyva gives you the equivalent of 2 regen items once you are at 6 pips of piety. Okay, careful with these skeletal warriors, especially with the polearm one. Why is it not dying? Man, I hate these guys. Skeletal warriors are horrendous. I'm not a fan of them. They're such a boring, overpowered thing. Very difficult to kill, lots of damage, lots of resistances, and lots of HP for this armor class. And it comes in bands as well. Extremely dangerous. Even with 13.9 armor class, they were being so nasty to me. Okay. I hope that it's not going to kill me, but I will get rid of the heavy war axe when I feel like it's gonna kill me. Like if I have one bad fight, I'm gonna take it off. Ooh, another scroll of enchant weapon. Now I have 4. It's looking more and more likely by the second that I just drop this war axe. Okay, that went well. We got a buckler of cold resistance. Sure. Sure. Let's equip it. Not that I need it, by the way. I got a lot of cold resistance from Jiyva. I got 3 pips of cold resistance, courtesy of Jiyva, for free, just for being a worshipper of Jiyva. Oh, it was the entrance to vaults. I was like, why didn't I go into that shop? But it was the entrance to vaults. I'm gonna check the message because I heard that you get a message now for attempting to go into vaults. You cannot leave the vault without holding a rune of Sot, and the runes within are jealously guarded. Continue. Okay, that's a pretty good message. Yeah, that's the kind of message that will absolutely deter unspoiled players. Like, are you sure you want to do this? Confirm with yes. Like the fact that you actually have to type the whole word makes it so that players will hesitate to actually do that to themselves, which is good because it's not something that you should do unless you are sure you want to do that. Mm. Oh, Tower Shield of Protection. I want to pick that up. Cannot carry that many items, huh? I can drop this. And I'm with Jiyva, so this is worthless. Or it's not worthless, but we're not really gonna need resist corrosion. Jiyva gives me that. I can now turn my foes to slime. Pretty cool. Heavy Arbalest. Those are some nice weapons. Tank of Pain, Glaive of Distortion. The Tank specifically, I would rebrand. The Glaive of Distortion. I like Polearms of Distortion. The idea of linking monsters away is not so terrible when you can attack them from a bit further away. Oh, I am giving it extra heads. I thought that I was attacking it with the Flaming War Axe. My bad. Well, time to take its extra heads off. It was just a momentary loan of extra heads. A bit surprised that it didn't just immediately jump away. I feel like they tend to do that very frequently. The whole jumping away thing. I feel like this bolt had a lot of loot that it has already been eaten by the jellies. For a second I was expecting the bladed weapon to cut the extra head of the two-head ogre. That would be a funny thing to happen. So yeah, I would be very surprised if this bolt didn't just have extra loot. I'm getting a bit scared, so I'm just gonna re-teleport. Yeah, my gut was right. This is getting really spooky, especially because of these guys. I still don't have fire resistance. I'm gonna attack a bit with Vamp. 1.6 HP regen. This character is looking godlike with its incredible armor class and its very good resistances. It's got damage output as well. It's got everything. Liking it a lot. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where the loot should be. Is it only just super difficult enemies or no loot, or did Jiyva eat the loot? I'm leaning towards Jiyva ate the loot. Kind of a shame. You know what's gonna be even more of a shame though? I am most likely not going to get to 6 pips of piety before going into a lure branch. So that's gonna be annoying because I will not find the Jiyva loot. And oh, I can do bolts without doing lure branches. As long as I get to 6 pips of piety, I'll have a rune, so I'll be able to go in and out of bolts. That's gonna be great. I hadn't thought about that. What's RF0? It's a debuff that Ignis gives me that makes it so that I have no fire resistance for the entirety of its duration. Yeah, okay, that's not gonna show me Ignis. The Wrath of Ignis is now weaker than that of most other gods. Apostates will find the resistance to fire stripped away completely. That's the relevant part. Periodically assaulted by fire elementals, firing their enemies strengthened by fire, or even have the floor burned out from beneath them. Experienced and cautious adventurers will likely overmaster these assaults. So yeah, the game is directly telling you, hey, abandon Ignis at some point for another god. Mm, did I acquire money? Because I do want to acquire money. Yeah, I was thinking about the manual spellcasting, but I'm not really gonna bother with that. Yeah, I'm just gonna press Tab. So far, pressing Tab has been a very good thing for me. I don't need the Amulet of Mana region. I'm not casting spells, so that can go straight into the dumpster. I mean, into the floor for Jiyva to enjoy. On the other hand, I do like um, the extra armor class that I get from, or like the extra shield stat that I get from the Amulet of Reflection. Sorry. Ignites anoints the Arknight as an instrument of vengeance. The Arknight is coated in flames, covering ground quickly and attacking fiercely. The divine experience confuses you. I still destroyed the Arknight. It wasn't really scary. I didn't take damage there. Yeah, ended the fight at full HP. I'm about to run out of Ignis Rad, I suppose. Okay, 5 pips of piety. We're getting pretty close to 6 pips of piety, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get there with only half a level left of the dungeon. Are we done with Ignis Rad?
My wife
No.
still doesn't believe in me!
Ninths to Jiyva.
Gumbert, thank you for the 6 months. I appreciate the continued support. And yeah, very flavorful. Jiyva Avatar, Jiyva Altar, Jiyva Emote, Jiyva Worship. Okay. The only mutation here that I care about is the 3 pips of cold resistance. That's like super good. The other ones are also nice, especially the accuracy one. I value accuracy quite a bit in this game. I think that it is a very nice thing to have. So yeah. But if I lose it, it wouldn't be the end of the world. On the other hand, if I lose cold resistance, it would be very disappointing, and it would force me to switch my gear around a bit. Talking about switching gear around a bit, I think that maybe it is time to finally enchant the Broadaxe. Maybe even drop the heavy War Axe. I am only using it because it really does deal significantly more damage than my other options. Yeah. Deals 42 damage rating. Did I get Jiyva from Faded? I started Ignis as a Cinder Acolyte and I abandoned for Jiyva once I got Jiyva. Hello, Lo-Fi. Thank you for stopping by. So yeah, we are done with the fun part of the game, and now we need to get a rune. I wonder if I can get Exploration Piety from the temple. Okay, let's see. Likes it when you explore the world outside of slime. Okay, so that means likes it when you explore the world of the temple. So maybe if I go to the temple, I can get 6 pips of piety with Jiyva, and maybe that will get me the rune. It didn't really work that well. I was hopeful. I wonder if this is a reference to NetHack. It looks like a NetHack big room. There's some levels in NetHack that can spawn exactly like this. So maybe it is a reference to NetHack. Ignis, with one final cry of rage, burns out of existence. And now I have my fire resistance back, so yep. Alrighty, pretty good. Okay, I don't like the 0.9, 0.8 dancing. I bet that when I get to 18 access, it's only gonna be 0.8. You got a win with Jiyva for the first time recently, surprisingly good god. Yeah, Jiyva is fantastic. You saw a room that was the Oracle's room from NetHack with the fountain and statues around the room recently. That's nice. Like the game, Crawl has so many references to NetHack. You could even say that the whole Crawl development is a reference to NetHack, because the game's design philosophy before being what it is today was being the opposite of NetHack pretty much. Like anything that NetHack did, Crawl didn't do. Um, Apart from certain things that the developers consider to be quintessential to the philosophy of the roguelikes, like food, for example. Things that now have gotten removed, funnily enough. I'm a bit surprised that food lasted for as long as it did. It feels like it's only been um, a version since food was removed. I know that it's a bit long, a bit more than that, but yeah, it was part of the game for so long. Um, let's see. I guess we go to Snake. Snake can also give me better shields. Not that I really need them, but it's gonna be nice to have access um, to the chances of having better shields here. Lots of very juicy items. Better pick them up before the jellies come here and eat them all. Shops. I mean, the shadow scales would be cool if they didn't cost 1500 because they have 5 slaying. Yeah, I guess you don't see those shadow scales on the screen. Let me show them to you. These. They have +0. That's why I say that I don't like that they cost 1500. If they were enchanted, they would be so much more interesting. And okay, pretty underwhelming shops, but it's par for the course for this point in the game. I'm still waiting for the 6 pips of piety. In fact, I guess I can go do elf. I guess I should go do elf actually. Okay, time to switch to the Vampiric War Axe for a little bit because I'm getting hurt a lot. These guys are not gonna stack up the damage. Like I think that I can just run around with this +0 War Axe and I would be able to beat everyone here. The thing is that the War Axe takes forever to kill things. That's kind of annoying. Heavy Darflail. That's also a pretty interesting item, but I have a shield, so I don't really care. Yeah, I'm very curious about going to elf because I have all the resistances that I could possibly wish for, except maybe for a second pip of willpower. Let's see. Monster, sorcerer. I find it funny that there's like you get more demonologists than sorcerers. I'm pretty sure. Okay, 19% chance to get vanished. Not great. Yeah, you can link to the roguelikes Discord. I link to the roguelikes Discord myself. Yeah, whenever it comes to links, just like exercise common sense. Like if we're talking about something, of course it's gonna be okay for you to link it. Unless for some reason I'm talking about, I don't know, cartel executions, which, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about cartel executions. Some people, when they were young, they looked at those things on the internet. It was never my thing to look at violence like that on the internet. Yeah. Kinda messed up, but that's just how it is. Okay, let's train more shields. I think that I might want to get to 27 shields again. I do have a tower shield here. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, literally the Oracle room with a bunch of statues. Wouldn't it be funny if the statues were if the statues were mimics sometimes? I don't think that. No, that's definitely not something that happened. Something that did happen is that if you used stone to flesh, I think that's what it was called, they turned into enemies. Yeah, or if you could destroy the statues for books as well. Okay, this is what we are going to do. I'm gonna wield Vampiric. I'm gonna drink Might. I'm gonna drink Attraction. Now I'm gonna Taff. Ouch, I'm getting killed by Saint Roca pretty hard. Unfortunately, my Vamp plan was a bit too ambitious. Am I going to get killed by... I think that I can still avoid it by by using Slimify on Saint Roca. 8 HP. I'm gonna err on the side of caution, drink heal wounds, and then Slimify Saint Roca. Saint Roca the Azure Jelly. Saint Roca the Azure Jelly ate all his inventory. Kind of annoying because I did need the inventory. He had a Ponder Plate, which is a pretty good item. I was very interested in equipping Seth Ponder Plate. My armor class was going to skyrocket. I was gonna get like 20 more. Well, not really 20 more, but probably 10 more. Yeah, that was pretty dangerously close to me dying. I shouldn't have played that the way that I did. Still waiting for the 6th pip of Piety so I can go get my slimy Rune of Sot. Mimic. Nothing there for me. And Enchant Weapon. I do want that. I'm gonna buy it immediately. Gonna buy the Fear as well. Maybe the Summoning and Teleport too? Yeah, sure. Drug spell called Throw Book. Throw spellbook projectile with so much force it disintegrates the book upon impact. Were you playing back in the day when you could burn books with Trog? Because that was a thing that you could do. You had an ability where you burned books and it gave you Trog Piety and it created a cloud of fire. Oh, I got extra willpower. Look at that. I also have passive freezing. It freezes all who hurt you. So nice. It doesn't work on projectiles. Or does it? No, it doesn't work on projectiles. These things are already next to me. Yeah, if you want to try it out, check out an older version of the game. And yeah, I did say that I was going to get a better shield from here, and there it is. I lose one shield stat, but yeah, now I don't have to worry about resistances ever again. Between being a worshipper of Jiyva, look at this. This is ridiculous. My one concern about this character was the lack of willpower, and Jiyva gave me 3 pips of willpower. Let's just go do Elf now. This is gonna be great. Yeah, I think that it will stick around for a while. I've had the cold resistance for what feels like forever now. It was my first Jiyva mutation. But yeah, now I just can't tab everything, and it is fine. Nothing here can really hurt me. Who needs ranged combat when you're so incredibly overpowered? And I am so incredibly overpowered. I even have resistance to negative. Oh, I get that from being a gargoyle. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, what's giving me that? Slimes might eat all the artifacts. Funny thing that you mentioned that, but slimes do not, specifically do not eat artifacts. They will eat everything else, but the artifacts will be there. Which is funny because sometimes the artifacts are the better things, and the things that you actually want, but it can also not be the case. On the other hand, I don't think that it's gonna be the end of the world if they eat everything that is not an artifact, because what artifacts or what non-artifacts would I really want with this character? Like, really? I think that the only way to improve this character is artifacts, or highly enchanted weapons or armor, which already happens. The Ponder Plate that Saint Roca ate. Yeah, I wanted that Ponder Plate. I would have like 50 plus armor class. Um, yeah, plus nine broad axe of flaming would be cool. I prefer freezing personally because freezing deals more damage to orbs of fire. Um, and it also slows draconians. Flaming is nice for almost everywhere else in the game, however, because it deals extra damage to even skeletons and zombies and stuff. The kind of thing that you see more frequently later in the game. Okay, this deathmage is just gonna revive. Okay, things are getting kind of scary. Time to switch to Vamp. Ouch. Getting killed. Okay, I killed the thing. Yeah, got kind of sketchy there for a second. Let me review that, because how did it go that bad? Was it really just a sequence of almost endless scratches? Did I seriously almost get scratched to death? Look at that, -5, -3, -9, -8. There were a couple of occasions, yeah, 17, 12 damage. I'm a bit surprised that the icicle shard dealt that much damage. With 40 armor class and 3 pips of the resistance. I don't have to worry about Louise. I have to worry about her tower shield. That is kinda worrisome, but I don't have to worry about getting banished or getting hit by lightning bolt. Maybe Stone Arrow. Stone Arrow is kind of annoying. What do you have? Just a normal tower shield. Nothing for me. Did she die? Yes, she did. Somehow my melee was able to best her tower shield. Not very frequently you get to see something like that. Let's just leave the level. I am a bit hurt. But Jiyva regen heals me back to full HP in no time at all. After this, I'm gonna go pick up my runes from slime. The Annihilator is kind of scary, of course. Yeah, those crystal spears can one-shot me. Gonna use File of Floats. It misses on the Annihilator, very annoying. The Annihilator repositions back to the back row before I can kill it. Okay, you reflect the arrow. The arrow hits the Puff Archer, but I also reflected a Poison Arrow to the Annihilator. It's pretty nice. Okay, the Iron Shot hits you. It was eventually gonna happen. So I don't need to carry 3 rings of protection. I think we can drop this very safely. I don't think that I'm ever gonna need a 3rd ring of protection. Wow, lots of dancing weapons on the floor, including a Bardich. I wonder if they're mimics. I'm gonna get close to them. Wow, okay. Very resilient. No, they're real. So why are they all on the floor? Bardich, 2 Bardiches. That's the crazy part, because Bardich is something that normally would generate on the other side of that. Not this time, however. I am interested in opening that, but I'll do it maybe after Elf 3. Um, it might be a way to get an enchanted Brodax so that I don't just throw all my enchant scrolls into a Brodax only to immediately find a better one. No one likes that. It's probably the entrance to the vault. I don't want to be close to that. Maybe I could use magic mapping, but I only have 2, and I still have a couple of portal vaults that I have not seen. 6 scrolls of enchant weapon, so even if I have to enchant this Brodax, it's not the end of the world. I can enchant it very highly, surprisingly enough. Being a Jiyva worshipper, it's not uncommon for you to just not get scrolls of enchant weapon, and certain other items. So yeah, cannot believe that I almost died to Saint Roca. I think that was one of the most disappointing parts of this game for me so far. Because drinking attraction, I was at half HP fighting Saint Roca after immolation, and I just like was thinking, but dealing damage to Saint Roca is so difficult. I don't want all these damage that I already dealt to go to waste. So that's why I wanted to finish the fight there. But instead of that, I had to use something that I could have done versus Saint Roca when at full HP. So I ended up just risking it for no reason. I gotta remember Slimify. Slimify is a very strong ability. It works on everything that's living or corporeal undead, so you can use it on leeches. That's probably the best thing to use it on. It doesn't work on Orbs of Fire, unfortunately, but it certainly does work on Ancient/Dread leeches later in the game. Don't have attraction. I wonder if I am just out of potions of attraction in the game. Oh, I know that I don't have it on because it is a purple item. I really want to pick up purple items, but I have no idea what I have to change in my RC file to get purple items. Okay, I find it funny that this Blade Master is just running around like crazy. Did you see it doing this? My weakness is the low HP, absolutely, and that does not really go away. Maybe it will go away if I train it. Yeah, sure. I don't have evocations. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. I got hit by a crystal spear, and yep, I may have 41 armor class, they still hurt. It was actually a pretty low roll because those things can deal quite a lot more damage than 50. Mace of Variability. That's a cool ring. I will equip that. Gives me resistance to something that or like gives me see invisible, which I don't have. Okay, the thing that I was most worried about there was the sorcerer because it has damnation. I was also worried about the annihilators, that's why I walked away. It's nice to have reflection and 20 shield and a good shield stat because the Master Archers have just been killing themselves by shooting at me. Super nice. Oh, same happened with the Annihilator. Very convenient. Brand weapon. I will rebrand this right now. Okay, we get freezing. There we go. I did say that I wanted freezing earlier. So yeah, this thing is a funny thing to use. It's a great mace, so big damage to begin with. Chaos, each hit has a different random effect. Chain Chaos, it occasionally unleashes arcs of chaos on nearby creatures upon striking a foe. Pretty nice thing to have. It's a very unique property of the Maze of Variability. The two-hander artifacts do some really weird stuff. Okay, we can drop this ring of protection. That ring that I just equipped is a better ring of protection. Does some like the use of it? Yeah, I'm sure that some will laugh a lot if you use it. Some does like it when you use chaos weapons. By the way, let me goth some. To worship some is to live riskily. If such toys of some prove to be interesting, so much the better. Yeah, you're interesting to some when you are using chaos effects. Oh wait, I do want to pick that up before the jellies get to it. I can drop the heavy war axe. I'm also tempted to drop the war axe of flaming and just enchant the broad axe now. I should just pull the trigger on that. But I can also check before doing that. I can also check the hollow blades and the thing. Yeah, slime. So back in the day, you could pray to Jiyva to stop the slimes from moving for a bit. This was made so explicitly you could get the loot in slime. At the final level of slime, it used to be slime 6, and now it's a slime 5. But you cannot do that anymore. You get experience from slimifying. I think you get hulled experience or something weird like that. Not that it matters too much anyway. There's plenty of experience. Not getting experience from one thing that you kill out of the million things that you can kill in this game, it's not really an issue. You hear the sound of toppling stones, and then the jellies just eat everything before you get to it. Except for the artifacts, as you can see, and the rune. Yep, everything is gone except for the artifacts. It's not terrible. I am gonna leave it there, but it's not terrible. Okay, rune number 1. Blinking as an evocable, not terrible either. Donald? Donald can generate in Slime 5? It's the first time ever that I see Donald in Slime. What if I slimify Donald? Feels oddly flavorful, right? Yeah. Donald the Acid Bluff with a Kite Shield of Reflection. I'm gonna carry the Kite Shield of Reflection. I'm gonna try to, anyway. I think we can drop the Buckler. I don't think that we're gonna need cold resistance. And if I already have 20 shield. I'm not gonna equip a Buckler for cold resistance. I would like to get a Kite Shield or a Tower Shield for cold resistance. Anyway, let's get out of here, because exploring here does not give piety. Okay, I can go do bolts now. Let's go do the hollow blades, because I can still get an enchanted broad axe from the hollow blades. And I don't think it's gonna kill me with having so much armor class. Would be hilarious if the jellies ate the orb of Sot. Fortunately, that cannot happen. Oh, that's kinda nasty. I would prefer not to get vanished, please. Thank you. Yeah, the main reason why you probably shouldn't open the hollow blades unless you really need a weapon is because there's distortion dancing weapons, and those are really nasty. Okay, killing onions might be difficult. I don't have condenser vein. I do have scroll of poison, and Onius very willfully steps on the poison. I am getting to the point where I would be very happy to disengage. We have already seen one of two rare items. I don't know if the broad axes are considered rare items. No condenser vein. I dropped, or I almost didn't pick up a box of beasts. I was hesitating because I don't have any skill in evocations. This is getting pretty sketchy. I don't think I die before I teleport. I'm just gonna re-teleport. Yeah, because I have a million armor class, right? So I should teleport before things get truly bad. Should I pick up that Evening Star? I mean, it is a pretty solid weapon. Certainly better than a broad axe. I like Evening Stars a lot more than broad axes. I'm gonna drop the War Axe of Flaming. Yeah, I was only carrying that for Hydras. We can use the Evening Star for Hydras if we really need to for some reason. Yeah. I might end up just enchanting that instead of Vampiric Executioner's Axe. That's a big boy weapon. I don't know if I can kill it actually, because it's vampiric, but I get lucky enough and it does die. Look at that, so many things to do. You block, you slice, you freeze, you engulf. Cool. I did say drop the buckler. Yeah, the only broad axe in this game is the broad axe of freezing that I'm carrying. Okay, things are getting pretty bad. Force Lance for big damage. I'm gonna read the Scroll of Silence. Yeah, that will prevent those guys from dealing any more damage to me. Can switch to Bamp and then just Bamp my way through these. The dancing weapons were not really that dangerous. Yep, no broad axes. It's fine. I will most likely end up using the Evening Star. I need 16 maces for the Evening Star. Do I get that now? And just enchant the Evening Star? I think that the damage increase will be noticeable, I think. So damage rating 31 versus 33. It's not really that much, but the more the game goes on, the more noticeable it will get, I think. Yeah, I just need to enchant or to train that to 16. Yeah, I'll do it, because I don't think that I'll find a better weapon than this Evening Star. Alrighty, let's go. Let's go back to Snake. Yeah, now I'm gonna hit so much harder. 38 damage rating. Caravan in Snake 3. I have 2400 gold, more than enough for Caravan. Let's see if I'm auto picking up enchant weapon, enchant armor. I need to auto pick those up. Okay, now magic mapping to find that thing, and we are going in. I'm still gonna carry the broad axe in case I get surrounded. It's probably gonna be much easier to kill things like this by just switching to the broad axe and pressing tab than trying to tab with the Evening Star. But the Evening Star is way better for 1 versus 1. It deals more damage. Well, it just deals more damage because it has higher base damage. Yeah, not much else to say. That's what mazes do. They deal damage. And they do so very well. Okay, let's go in. Normally I would drop stuff before going in. Cannot really risk that. Shiny plate. Shiny plate. I might buy that. I might buy that shiny plate. Those are some really solid rings that we got here. Yeah, specifically that ring C. That's so good. I really want that. I don't need it because I have a lot of fire resistance already. Um, and a lot of willpower, and I have resistance to corrosion. Like, it would be incredible for pretty much any other character that is not me, and because of that, I'm not gonna buy it. Labris. Ooh, I want that. I want that. It's so cheap. Why is it so cheap? This is a Brodax, right? It is a Brodax. Base damage 14, base attack delay 1.6. So yeah, what does this do? It brings courage to its wielder even in the darkest places. So it gets more powerful as more dangerous foes come into view. Pretty good for extended, I suppose. Not that I'm going to do extended, but I assume that this would be just insane in extended. Has a pretty nice damage rating. And also it gains crazy enchantment, and it is very cheap, so I'm just gonna buy it. Pretty cool. Vampiric Triple Sword is another absolute slam dunk. But I'm unfortunately incapable of using that. So the only bad thing about the Consecrated Labyrinth is that it's fragile, so you cannot really unwield it or it breaks. Once you wield it, that's it for the rest of the game. It's not really an early game weapon. But it kind of is, because in the early game you do see extremely dangerous monsters, and at the end of the day it's a Brodax. It actually deals slightly more damage than a Brodax, I think. I think base damage 13 versus base damage 14. Delicate Blessing, placed on it by one of the Sacred Seraphim, so that the worthy adventurers would rid this world of demons. I might take a visit to the vestibule of hell and just hold down tab there. With the Labris. I feel like it's gonna work out very well, or kill me. Not a very old artifact. I think it was just very recently implemented, this consecrated Labris thing. You know what? That's fine. I got 8 strength. What else do I want? Not really casting spells, so losing intelligence doesn't mean anything. Labris goes up to plus 16 in chance when inside of 5 of enemies. Yes, it does. Gets pretty crazy. I don't need to, but I'm gonna might here. Yeah, partially because I was anticipating, for some reason, taking ridiculous amounts of damage. You know how it is. That allows me to get more HP back from Vamp. Playing a bit with fire here, but there we go. It was just a matter of getting good Vamp rolls, and now I'm back to full HP. Vamp sure is absurd, isn't it? I like having 3 pips of the resistance, resistance to fire. It lets you get away with doing stuff like this. Careful. Yeah, there we go. The explosions don't really deal damage. It's not 90%, it is like 80%, I think. But I also have 42 armor class, so 42 armor class and regen. So whatever little HP damage I was taking, it was very quickly healed, almost immediately. It all added up to make it so that I barely took damage from the explosions. Okay, that's rune number 2. Pretty good so far. I'm liking this. I wonder if in YouTube I should continue streaming Crawl or if I should stream other stuff. But maybe I'll stream Crawl on YouTube just the same. Okay. I am going to go do shoals now. Yeah, it's a bit too early in the game for me to be doing anything like depths. Shoal seems fine. Wow, I got half willpower with 5 pips of willpower. That's crazy. Is it still 5 pips of willpower? Hold on. Yes, it is still 5 pips of willpower. I guess it's one of those mutations that, or like one of those hexes that has a set chance to succeed, no matter how high my willpower is. There's a couple of those. Yeah, otherwise, you having 5 pips of willpower would make you an unstoppable godly entity. And crawl depths don't really like it when players get to that point. Yeah, in general, it's not really considered to be a fun experience by the depths. If there is no tension. Okay, be aware that I am walking around with ring mail, so we can still upgrade away from the ring mail. Most likely I'll equip, I don't even need to train armor. I'm not gonna do it, I'm gonna train something else. Maybe shields again, maybe fighting. Maybe fighting is what I should train. I'm eventually gonna switch most likely into Quicksilver scales, though I could also see myself equipping gold scales, though I don't really need them. Maybe this is the extremely rare character that does want Crystal Plate. I don't generally use Crystal Plate because it doesn't give resistances, and resistances are such an important part of body armor. Because body armor, specifically dragon armor, is such a reliable way to get resistances for SOT. But I don't need resistances. It's so rare that I don't need resistances. That almost feels alien. Yeah, I don't need gold scales. Look at these resistances. Normally you would get gold scales for the fire code resistance, but I really don't need it. Even if I was to lose my cold resistance that I have from Jiyva, 1 pip of cold resistance from my kite shield is more than enough. In fact, that kite shield is also on the cutting block. I would replace it for something else later on. Maybe for the tower shield of protection. Hello, Prince Cosmo. Thank you for stopping by. I don't even have boots. Yeah, I have boots, cloaks. Well, I have vanilla of those. But yeah, I could win the game with those. I really could. I don't need upgrades for those. It would be nice to get them. Don't misunderstand me. But it is not like it's killing me not to have them, which is pretty nice. Yeah, this character has just gotten crazy good loot. I think that eventually I'll switch into the Labris, maybe for depths, as I mentioned. When I want to go into the vestibule of hell, I will equip it, and then I'll just have it on for the rest of the game. The weapon arc for this character has been pretty funny. Like I started with the Brodax, and I was waiting to get a better Brodax, which I did, and then as I did, I got an Evening Star, which I chose to use. I even trained for it. I have so much skill in two different weapons. It's not something that you should generally do. It is bad to do that. It is a lot of waste. Demon Trident. If I had gone pole arms, that would have been the first really good pole arm since the Trident of the Octopus King that I got at the very beginning of the game. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't do that. I'm glad that I was flexible and I just went with training whatever good items I ended up finding on the floor. Yeah, I will most likely get rid of the Brodax soon. Okay, we got a slight upgrade to the globes from +0 to +1. Not afraid of this Kraken. Bring it on. Show me the tentacles. Yeah, I want the tentacles because I can hit them all at the same time with an axe. I should try to slimify a Kraken. I want to see what happens. I don't think I've ever done it. Hopefully I'll get another one. I can also slimify Osuyu. I'm gonna do that. Bonk. There we go. Osuyu turns into an acid glove. Can you slimify Lords of Hell? You can slimify living or corporeal undead only. Nothing else than that. So I don't know if the Lords of Hell count as living, but I don't think they do. They also don't count as corporeal undead. There's some demons that look undeadish, like the Reaper, but they're not undead. They're demons. Monster Reaper. Skeletal form, wielding a giant scythe, ceaselessly harvesting the souls of the living. But it's not undead, it's a demon. In tiles, there could be confusion. I feel like if I was a tiles player and I was going off of the tile, I would assume that it is undead. But I am a console player and I see it as a 2, so I know that it is a demon because numbers are demons. Well, numbers from 5 to 1 are demons. Yeah, there's also 6s are demon spawn. 6s. Yeah, I think they're demon spawn. And then there's 9s. 9s are constructs like gargoyles and the constructs that you would see in vaults. I have 3 runes and I haven't gone into vaults. Gonna go there next. I'm sure it's gonna be really, really easy. I don't have to go into vaults, but I'm still gonna go there because it's a good amount of experience to gain. Don't have any reason not to go there. It's not like I'm afraid that it's gonna kill me. I'm not gonna do bolts 5. I can go into bolts without going into bolts 5. Oof. I lost my helmet, which lost me a lot of fire resistance. I also lost cold resistance. Not that much, but I still lost cold resistance. That's pretty inconvenient. I want to get rid of that. But normally I would drink potions of mutation to get rid of that. It is going to be almost impossible for me to get rid of it. Um, I have mutation resistance too. That's kind of annoying. Yeah. Unfortunate, but also almost completely unavoidable. Not much to do about it. It is the fate of a Jiyva worshipper to lose some really good gear to gaining a useless body mutation. That should be a bad mutation instead of a good mutation. Alrighty, I'm gonna try to do it anyway. Let's drink mutation to get rid of the horns. Okay, I did lose one level of the horns mutation, second level of the horns mutation. There we go. I lost the entirety of the horns mutation. Thank you, game, for recognizing that I didn't want that. It also costed me the entirety of my Jiyva mutations, which kinda is really annoying, but I value having my 3 pips of fire resistance a bit more than the Jiyva mutations. Jiyva mutations will come in the future. Anyway. Okay, I wonder what happens if I wear this tower shield. Does it nuke my attack speed? It kinda does. 0.9. I don't like it so much. But it also gives me 26 shield. It's such a good shield stat. Hello, I am doing fine today. Thank you for asking. How about you? I hope that you're also doing well. This has gone surprisingly well for this character. Yeah, I am kind of astonished at how smooth this has been. Not to mention that I also got some pretty crazy gear. Yeah, pretty good gear today. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because Steam is super strong versus most monsters. Monsters don't have the same armor class that players do, so they end up dying really hard to the clouds of Steam. Okay. I did say let's go to bolts, so let's go to bolts. Is this part of the God ranking series? Not really. I just wanted to play a Gargoyle because Gargoyle is a species that I haven't played in a very long time. I don't like it because it has low HP, but so far it's been pretty good. A nice part about playing a Gargoyle today has been the immunity to poison. I got some pretty nasty scorpions early in the game that would have killed me had it not been for the fact that I was a Gargoyle. Yeah. Poison resistance is so important early on. It is such a big deal. I also did get killed by a priest early, however, so it's not been all wonderful. Oh, regen. I want that, perhaps more than the kite shield, or perhaps more than the reflection. Nah, not more than reflection. Like, I'm gonna put it on, but not until I'm out of here. This is the land of the Yaktars. Why would I take off reflection on the land of the Yaktars? It makes no sense. But yeah, I would like to go into, or like to put this on YouTube. Let's see how it goes. I have put Beog, and I have Rue. I completed successfully a very rare Rue run. I say very rare because it's not the kind of thing that I am going to do very frequently. Ru is, after all, probably one of my least favorite gods in the entirety of the game. But it was really strong. Like, the process of getting to Apocalypse was, as always, very painful. But once you get to Apocalypse, Ru becomes the greatest thing. Yeah, it's like you are a fully heavily armored melee character with zero magic training, and you have access to something that's equivalent to a level 9 spell at the press of a button. It's really nice. I wonder if I should go into Salt. I think that I can go into Salt. I'm powerful enough to get away with it. And I don't have shoutitis or anything nasty. It's so bright. This is not the dude that... Okay, it's not the dude. Why am I dying? Because these guys are mighty, I suppose. How hard do they hit? 25, 15. And I'm dying to that? That's crazy. Man, I hate the Desolation Assault. Why did I choose to go here? I'm not gonna get killed by those guys, but I do find it really annoying that I had to sacrifice a scroll blinking. I only have 2, you know? I don't really have to do Che, because I don't have to do it. I would like to do Che. A Warper with an armed combat. I wouldn't do a Ghoul. Ghouls I don't like. I really don't like Ghouls. I used to like them, and then they got the minus regen mutation while they're in combat, and I absolutely despise that. I always remove that one when I get it. So yeah, I haven't played a lot of ghouls since they got that. Because they got that. Someone convoking. Regardless, I still think that maybe the correct thing to do is to re-teleport here. It sure would be nice to land on a spot that's not full of monsters, so I can regen to full HP. At least I am not at dire risk of dying, you know? Perks of having 48 armor class. The Desolation Assault is such a horrendous place. Yeah, it is impossible. Teleport to something that doesn't have monsters challenge. Impossible. Gone wrong. Teleport to some place that doesn't have monsters challenge. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy how... Look at the amount of level that I have seen after like 4 teleports. This is crazy. I'm just gonna read it again. Man, this place sucks. Last time I went here, I actually didn't have such a terrible experience, but must have been the exception rather than the rule. Okay, I'm high enough HP, I can go back to my Evening Star. That actually deals damage. The damage gap between the Evening Star and the War Axe is actually super noticeable now. Also, I think that part of the reason why I'm suffering so much is because I'm using the Tower Shield. Let's go back to the Kite Shield. I'll go to the Tower Shield later. I need 27 skill to be able to use that and not be completely miserable. You know, I have this huge craving for Chinese food. In recent times, I have been eating Chinese buffet because I found a really cheap one that's like $3 in Mexico City. I am very skeptical of the integrity of the meat that I'm eating there, but it certainly sates me. I also found another one that's better. That's a bit more expensive. But yeah, that bit more expensive part makes me not go there that much. The one you truly avoid is Wizlav. You don't like Wizlavs? I feel like it's always worth going into Wizlavs. In general, it's always worth going into Portal Balls because you can immediately get out if things get too messed up. Yeah, Wizlavs, it depends. There's some Wizlavs that you should like not do. Um, like what is this one called? The one with the Necromancer. Born Yours, I think. The one that has floating lost souls that just like appear. That one is super messed up. I don't do that one. The loot is also pretty bad. But Sigotubis is the best. Like, Sigotubis is probably one of the best things that you can get because you're gonna get a ton of potions of mutation, and you also have a 50% chance to get the Hat of the Alchemist. So I think that it is always worth doing. Okay, I'm gonna put on the Amulet of Regen here because it's definitely gonna be better for this place than the other amulets. Glaive of Annoyance with Distortion. I wonder if it's gonna banish me with its Glaive of Annoyance. It's already within range, right? Oh, that's not good. Please don't banish me. Okay, we banished, or we killed the guy that could banish me. And okay, time to teleport again. I am just walking straight into the spot where I was before. This is not terrible because this time I'm not surrounded. Okay, another dude with distortion. At least I am not gonna get banished by the Glaive of Annoyance this time. Okay, this thing is kinda scary. Yeah, Imperial Myrmidons are the nastiest thing here. Lots of evasion, hexes can hit you to reduce willpower. Really spooky dudes. Half willpower. What's your chance to destroy me now? Very high. Okay, we're reading teleport again. How many teleports have I had in this place? I feel like it's already been more than 6. Yeah, the one with the head instructor I also do not do because the head instructor is way too strong. Like that is probably the craziest melee monster in the entirety of the game. The head instructor, dual wielding triple swords. Seriously, dual wielding triple swords? And it also hits super hard, and I think it has haste and blink close. It's insanely strong. Yeah, up to the point where like I don't really even bother with that one. I get it and I immediately turn around and get out. But not all of them are like that. As I already said, Sigotubis is pretty good. For example, it's just one of many that are really nice. Okay, I can nerf my armor class a bit for 6 strength. Yeah, sure. 6 strength is nice. It is probably equivalent to slaying for now, or buying now. It's such a sharp contrast when I equip the Evening Star because the Evening Star makes me actually deal some pretty huge damage. Okay. This ring is interesting. I think that I will equip this ring. Yeah. It has weakness to fire, but I have a lot of fire resistance anyway. So I'm okay with having a little bit of weakness to fire for a bit. And it also has 6 strength, 4 slaying. So quite a lot of extra damage. 56 damage rating. Isn't that crazy? 56 damage rating. Tukimas is also pretty difficult. Maxwell's is not terrible. There's one that has a statue that's exclusive to that place, where the statue copies you, and there's like multiples of that statue. That one is also pretty bad. I don't know if it's to key mass, but I don't think it is. I really don't like salt. Salt is a bad place to be in. Condenser vein? Oh no, I think there was a condenser vein, but the jellies ate it. Yeah, I don't have a condenser vein, so getting one would have been okay. What is that? Sleek Slippers. Again! This is the second game, or the second successful game in a row that I have seen that item. Alrighty, let's do it. I hope that it doesn't kill me. Iskenderun? No, Iskenderun has the statues that only shoot Orb of Destruction. That's much more manageable. They're still pretty nasty if you don't know how to get rid of them. But they're much easier than the ones that copy you. Because you besting yourself in combat, at least in the way that Crawl generates you, is a pretty difficult thing. Sometimes the copy is way more powerful than you are, actually. Okay, back to reflection we go. I am not going to completely disregard this amulet, but I am gonna have reflection for this place for sure. Look at all, like pretty much every fight I am having ranged dudes shoot things at me for the entirety of the fight, so it would be completely crazy for me not to just stick with what I have with reflection. I can go back to my amazing amulet of slaying and regeneration in a bit. Okay, got a lot of wild magic. Wild magic 3, 63% chance to miscast blink. I was thinking of picking up Blink because I did learn it at the very beginning of the game, but I don't think that I'm actually gonna do that now. Unless I lose that mutation, because it might be a bit too expensive to actually get going. Is there a Captain region? No. Not that I know of. As far as I am aware, and this may have changed, I haven't really been following Crawl too closely the last couple of months. It stacks perfectly. It doesn't even stack with diminishing returns or anything. It just stacks perfectly, which is absolutely crazy. It's very powerful. Okay, Slick Slippers. I'm already feeling the effects. I don't think it is a good item. Getting randomly pushed away is not good. Yeah, when everything has trample, that's pretty bad. I mean, theoretically, like it's marketed as a good effect, the sleeping away, because you don't take damage when that happens. But the monster follows you. It is pretty annoying. It forces you to reposition. Yeah, everything has trample. I'm not liking it. I might just straight up take them off. Okay, fortunately I don't have to worry about the Thunderhawk. Thunderhawk is not as much of a jerk now as it can be, because I have resistance to electricity. You will try Vinestalker, Staver, Jiyva, and try to find Row of Vines. Good luck with trying to find Row of Vines. That would be funny. You would get so much regen as a Vinestalker of Jiyva with Row of Vines, and I don't know, regen on your buckler as well, and an amulet of regen. Oh, the amulet of vitality, because the amulet of vitality got buffed and it gives 2 pips of regen. It's crazy. That item is probably my favorite amulet in the whole game. Let me show you. Amulet of Vitality. And A jeweled amulet famed for its power of resilience and recuperation. Its greatest notoriety came from its use by the dreaded necromancer Borngjor, who relied upon it to maintain her slender hold on life. After her final demise, the amulet vanished from the pages of history. It gives you mana regen and normal regen, but it gives you 2 pips of each. It's just crazy. It is as if someone had made my favorite item. Like, hey, this item, Nine Settler will love this item. Let's make it. Yeah. It is evil. Yeah, like it's better than almost any good god. I feel like if I found it and I was worshipping the Shining One, Sin or Livilon, I would abandon. Well, it is a guarantee that I would abandon for Sin or Livilon. For the Shining One, I would think about it, and then I would abandon. Another thing that I want to talk here is look at to do on the Orb of Dispater. This is a rework of Dispater's staff. Now it is not a weapon, so you don't have to switch to wielding it. A golden orb granting the power to unleash damnation when held, although not without draining the wielder's vitality in the process. It carries with it some of the corrosive malice on the Iron City of this. So yeah, it can corrode you, but it gives extra armor class. Yeah, it's a really good item. I can see myself using this. I even am interested in doing extended. I'll save it for the tournament, but when the tournament comes, I'll do extended and I'll use that. Yeah, pretty cool item, isn't it? The Orb of Dispater. Much more useful than the Staff of Dispater. The cool thing about it still was retained, which is the evocable damnation. But now, instead of being a worthless melee weapon, it is a rather useful thing that you put in your shield slot that gives you that gives you armor class alongside, the thing. Another good artifact. What's up with all these rings of fire resistance that have crazy good things for me? I've seen so many of them. I wish I was an octopode. This would be a perfect time to be an octopode because I would be able to equip all these crazy rings of fire resistance and evasion and armor class. And yeah, I have an exquisite selection of rings for being an octopode. But I am not an octopode, not this time. And yeah, there's no way that I am using the Slick Slippers all the way until SOT. There's absolutely no way. We are going to take them off probably after bolts. And then I'm gonna drop them on the floor and I'm never using them again. They're not a good item. I assume that they're gonna get reworked sooner rather than later. Have any of you found the item? And if so, how did it go? Did you get killed because the Slick Slippers pushed you away from the stairs in a situation where you would have preferred to, remain on the stairs? Man, it's not a good item. It's sacrificing a position. Like, for example, let's say that I am here and then I get pushed away or into, and then I get surrounded by enemies. That's not great. Scarf of Resistance. I'll put that on, sure. You can sacrifice a little bit of armor class for a Scarf of Resistance. Yeah, now I have 3 pips of fire and cold resistance again. It's kind of scary. I guess I should continue tabbing, but it might be dangerous to just continue tabbing. Let's give it a try though. I am worried because these guys, mighty orcs, hit super hard. They can definitely ruin my day. I was wondering about my shield stat because I feel like it's skyrocketed, but it's because I'm training shields. I can go to the tower shield now. 45, 15, 33. I don't think that it is going to be bad for my attack speed. Yeah, it's at 0.7. This feels nice. Careful with the leech. Crystal Spears, 3 dice of 48. You know what? I think that I'm going to read Silence. My last Silence, but I think it is worth it. Okay, when I saw the Cyclops changes into a floating eye, that was pretty scary. But fortunately, I'm a Jiyva worshipper, and the floating eye was immediately pacified because that's how it works. Shapeshifters are also things that get pacified when you go Jiyva. Very useful thing, especially if you get some crazy, extremely high level shapeshifter in the dungeon. It's not a very uncommon thing to happen. It's happened to me a couple of times. Now that I think about it, when things happen to me a couple of times, it's not an indicator of things being particularly uncommon, considering how much crawl I play compared to the average person. Or how much crawl I used to play compared to the average person. -3 or +3 slaying, -1 are sure. Let's continue trading armor class for slaying. Oh, that's not good. I don't like this. Let's go back to the Scarf of Resistance. Yeah, I don't like having 1 pip of resistance. After all, the game having to. It is dangerous because you grow accustomed to things not dealing damage to you, and then things start dealing damage to you, and it can end in disaster. Oh, Senata. It should be fine. I have a ton of shield stat. Senata is kinda killing me. It's getting pretty scary. I'm gonna re-teleport. Plate. I want to equip that. Yeah, let's go back to it before the jelly seed it. Plate. Let me drop something so I can make room for this wonderful Plate. 59. 59 armor class. It hurts my willpower a bit because I'm losing 1 pip of willpower. I'm sure that it's gonna be an issue for Sot. It absolutely will be an issue for Sot. I'm gonna have to fix that for Sot, but for now I can get away with using it. 59 armor class. Man, gargoyles are ridiculous. They really are absurd. Once they get going, of course. Once you get to the point where you have a non-horrendous amount of HP, they're pretty nice because at that point you usually also have incredible amounts of armor class. Oh, I accidentally went down into Bolts 5. We're not doing this today. I bet I could beat them all just by holding down Tab with the Vamp War Axe. Maybe with Might, but I'm not doing it. There's no reason for me to do it. I wonder what happens if I go down with the Consecrated Labyrinth. I think that it's just gonna be capped on enchantment, like instantly. Let's get rid of the Slick Slippers. We're gonna drop those. Goodbye. Crazy demonic item made of evil. That should be an evil item, not the Amulet of Vitality. Why would that be evil when it's so good? You've been doing Wereblood might attract to clear Bolts 5 pretty consistently. Usually with cleaving in Stormform. Oh, but you're doing Stormform. Of course that's working. Yeah, that kind of thing is probably not gonna fly when you're not using Stormform. Let's go back to the dungeon and into the depths, of course. And now we can equip that regen amulet that I had earlier. Regen and 2 slay with at the cost of Regen and 2 slay at the cost of reflection and 5 shield stats. Perfectly manageable. Wow, it really contributes a fair amount to my damage. Look at how I am just shredding through everything here. Super sweet. Okay, that's a lot of enemies. This kind of feels like a ziggurat with the amount of enemies that we're seeing. Let's just speed up the process a bit by doing that. Good old Scroll of Immolation. It's gotta be one of my favorite items in the entirety of Crawl. It's just so good. And the Poor Ice Dragon is gonna die. Oh, it's not gonna die from the Clouds alone, but it was almost dead from the Clouds alone. There we go. Yeah, gotta be a bit careful with the pondering because I cannot run away from anything anymore. But it's kind of okay because at the end of the day, I attacks of opportunity, you know. Attacks of opportunity made pondering into a much more interesting thing to use. By nerfing everyone else, it's crazy how like the power level of everything was just lowered, and that made the item much more appealing, or the item type pondering. Okay, we're gonna be training these things. Maybe I should get translocations. I'm gonna get translocations first, so I can cast blink. I'm sure that 8 blink or 8 translocations should be enough to cast blink with plate. Maybe I can even go up to 10. It's not really that much of an issue. I'll need to open that and well, let's take a look at the ghosts. It's not unkillable because it doesn't have crazy evasion. It is pretty much omni-resistant. I don't need to fight against that thing. I think it would be interesting if the loot that the ghost bolts have scaled with the level of the ghost, so that you're incentivized to actually open them and fight a super dangerous ghost. I think that would be okay. So now that I have Ponder Plate, I can win the game with it. I really can. I could just enchant whatever else. In fact, I should do that because, yeah, enchant my gloves, enchant my boots. Maybe not enchant them in the middle of a fight. Yeah, it's crazy to me that the slick slippers are less preferable than +0 boots. They really don't seem like a good item to me. Do you guys think that they're gonna get reworked? I don't think they're actually gonna get reworked just because I don't like them. If things that I don't like were to get reworked in this game, the game would be drastically different and most likely worse for the average person, but infinitely better for me. I would make it so that monsters have a less wild range of damage. Yeah, maybe one could even get away with making it so that the monsters have a base minimum amount of damage that they can do to you, so that you know that you should probably respect certain kinds of monsters instead of just tabbing through everything and taking 0 damage up until, you know, the rare occasion where you just take 50 damage 2 turns in a row and you die because things that were not dealing any damage to you now are dealing damage. I would like to change that. And it wouldn't necessarily result in decrease in difficulty or anything, the way that I am describing it. So this is another game where I have the Shields title. I think training Shields is not a terrible idea. Yeah. Turns out that Shields are really good if you get a lot of them. I lost a little bit of strength. Kind of a shame. Yeah, losing that little bit of strength made me lose a lot of shield stat for some reason. Does shield stat scale with your strength? I thought that it scaled with your dexterity. How does that work? Let me inspect this item. Did I lose, or did I have like a shield mutation that I didn't realize? I got antennae. Apparently antennae do not destroy your ability to wear shields. And yeah, I had shield mutation that I didn't realize I had. Okay, that's what happened. A vampiric brodax, hold on, that's an upgrade. I think that I can even drop this brodax of freezing. I can just stick with only the vampiric brodax, and I can drop the execax. Not that it matters too much, I'm very close to just equipping the consecrated labris and going through the rest of the game with it. Hadn't thought about it, but orcs or those troll or earth mages can LRD me directly. It is not a very common occurrence. As you can see, they're not actually doing it to me. They're doing it to the wall when they should be doing it to me. If they were to do it to me, I would die. Not that quickly, actually, but it would still be fast. With 59 armor class, it's very difficult to kill me quickly, no matter what I'm getting hit by. Another regen item. Right now I have 2.8 regen. If I equip that, I would have 3.6 regen. Yeah, having a lot of regen, pretty good. But I don't think it is good enough for me to sacrifice so much armor class just to get one source of regen more. Wow, what's up with the vampiric axes? I mean, I'm gonna stick with the one that I have because it's better, but I am still a bit surprised. I got an Execax and a Brodax and 2 War Axes. Yeah, pretty crazy. Well, time to get surrounded, but I'm tabbing with a Vamp Axe, so whatever. Ouch. Okay, I got LRD'd directly there. You want to know why that happened? It's because there was nothing surrounding me. So the Earth Mage will try to not hurt its allies, like normal monsters do. Demons don't particularly care too much. Okay, Caustic Shrike Band, better be careful with this. I have resistance, so these guys are not resistant to corrosion, funnily enough. So theoretically I could use Ooze Mancy, which I haven't really done this game. And maybe it is for the best that I do it. Ooze Mancy. Okay, that makes the walls into corroding walls that deal damage to monsters. So this will make it so that these guys will die. Good luck bypassing my 60 armor class. Yeah, look at that. Pretty powerful character. When your character can survive a band of Caustic Shrikes by standing close to a wall and dabbing with a vamp weapon while all of them are hitting you at the same time, yeah, that's a really robust character. Or resilient, I guess. Not quite robust in the sense that Kroll uses the word. Robust means bulky, lots of HP. Oh, well, that's fine. I mean, we don't mind. This might even be the occasion to equip the Consecrated Labris. The Consecrated Labris softly glows with a divine radiance. There we go. So I'm gonna keep my weapons in my inventory, but now, as you can see, the enchantment goes up with the difficulty of the monsters that I have on the screen. Pretty cool. How do I have Bamp? I was shuffling between the Bamp Brodax and the Evening Star of Flaming. But now that I equip the Consecrated Labris, I'm not going to be doing that anymore because it is fragile. So if I unwield it, it breaks. And I don't need to break it. Yeah, those cross-train and I started with maces the game, and then I found a good axe. Well, for, early game standards, it was a good axe. It was a +2 hand axe of freezing. I found it super early, and I decided to use that. And then I found a good mace, and I switched to that. And then I found a better axe, and I switched to that. Rinse and repeat. Pretty funny thing. I kept doing that, and now I have Mindele in both Evening Stars and Broad Axes. I had a Battle Axe at some point, but I didn't. I knew that I was not gonna use it. I was gonna go for the shield. And here I am, very happy with my 27 shields stat tower shield. I wish it scaled with strength. It really makes me sad that I have 37 strength and 27 skill, and I only have 24 shield because I have 6 dexterity. It's so saddening that shields got nerfed like that. They're only really great for Swords Dexterity builds. They're still, I think, almost necessary for melee characters to just not die horrendously. But it is better if you're a Dexterity melee character. Oh, I dropped the helmet. So I did lose the helmet when I got the antennae. I hadn't noticed. I'm gonna try to get rid of the antennae. Come on, please. The antennae on your head shrink away. Yay, give me that. It's way better than antennae. Way better. So much better. It is astonishing how much better it is than antennae. Okay, this character feels like the Terminator. Just like millions of monsters running at me, shooting me with everything they got, and it's like they're not doing anything. I just hold down tab. Well, not really hold down tab, but like press tab really fast, and I am getting hit by endless LRDs, and it's like barely scratching me. Look at this. My HP is barely going down. In fact, it's going up because these guys don't have a good way to bypass my 63 armor class. This would be the kind of player ghost that I would just like not even try to kill because it has way too much armor class. Oh, Gron is completely immune to Torment. I was aware of the Tormentor, and I was like, okay, it's gonna Torment Gron. Gron has 200 HP, so after a couple of Torments, I'm gonna be able to kill Gron. But I guess Gron is undead. The description does say a brutally twisted undead gnoll. I'm glad that I am a Gargoyle, because otherwise this would be a pretty messed up spot if I was not a Gargoyle. I can re-teleport. Get rid of the Tormentor. Yeah, I'm pretty much back to full HP already. Cigarette. I could do a little bit of the cigarette, just for fun. But I'm probably not. I think that I just want to finish this character now. I'm ready for it to end. I could also go do extended, melee extended. I could choose to not end the character, go do melee extended. I have no willpower. I lost my willpower at some point. That's dangerous. Yeah, I don't want to get paralyzed and killed. I'm gonna have to equip some willpower here. This is gonna be lame, but I have to equip willpower instead of these. You don't like extended on melee. Me either. I don't do that very frequently. Did I get shafted? I did get shafted. Okay, let's go back up. Yeah, last time I did Bolts 5 was last year, actually. The final day of last year was the last time that I did Bolts 5. I wonder if I can go for a whole year without doing Bolts 5. Well, not really. I'm not actually gonna do that because I'll do 15 rune runs in the tournament and everything. You don't like extended on melee? You don't like melee at all? Yeah, I get it. Melee is kind of more reliant on loot than being a mage, I think. Oh, wait, I want to do the vestibule. Hell. do I have attraction? There's a potion of attraction in a portal bolt or in a transporter bolt on D5. Sure, we can do that. No biggie. I remember when I saw these bolts, the two-headed ogre on D5, it was ridiculous. Also, Cobalt Demonology is very nasty, but now it's just free loot for me. Alright, time to go Doomslayer on these guys. Doom guy, I suppose. This is gonna be fun. I wish I had this thing. Might. Yeah, might would be nice. Okay. Killing Herion was really, really, really easy. And now I get to pick up the Horn of Herion. Or not. I wonder if it's an artifact. Is it an artifact? Can jellies destroy it? It's not an artifact. Alright. That went very well, but of course I am using a weapon that's pretty much the ultimate weapon for doing extended. Oh, Murray! Look at that! Good old Murray. Murray will only appear when you don't want Murray to appear. I wanted Murray to appear on one tournament where I was missing one of either three of the following uniques: Murray, Ignacio, and Dissolution. I didn't find any of them, and that prevented me from getting the final tier of that banner that requires you to kill uniques. It's a shame that you have to kill one of those three because they're pretty rare. Murray is the most common out of those three, appearing in one in every three vestibules of hell, I've heard. But it might be incorrect information. I don't really think I have that many Murray kills. Anyway, attraction. So yeah, Murray is a demonic skull rolling around the ground, along the ground. I can hit Murray with the Ooze Mancy, but I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I can just kill Murray by meleeing. It's not a big deal. This character can actually go to extended. It is a gargoyle, so it tanks torments like it's nothing. Damnation, on the other hand, very scary thing to be in the receiving end of. Main deterrent from me going to extended in this occasion. Well, that and the fact that I don't have spells to just delete the screen if things get nasty. Maybe a Rue character could do extended, but as I already said in the Rue character that I played yesterday, I think that the crippling mutations that you inflict upon yourself when you go Rue can be a pretty nasty thing for extended. Okay, Wendigos in the Vestibule of Hell. That's unusual. I have not seen Wendigos in the Vestibule of Hell before. Pretty scary monsters. How much damage am I dealing? Damage rating is 55. Cool. It is much higher when I'm hitting things that are unholy. Unfortunately, that does not apply to Orbs of Fire. Orbs of Fire are not unholy. These things hit super hard. Twice for 50 damage each. But it is a joke to my Gargantuan 61 armor class. Yep, the Iron Dragon is also a joke. Hello, Seth No One. Thank you for stopping by. It is new. It is the Consecrated Labyrinth. It is a wholly better Brodax. It is kind of like like you know how there's your demon weapons, your demon blade and blessed Trishula. It's like that, but an axe. It deals slightly more damage than the Brodax, but it is only an artifact. You cannot find the base version of these. Um, it also gets enchantment whenever you see dangerous things. It becomes more powerful as more dangerous foes come into view. And like it gains enchantment and it loses it. It is like Maxwell's thermic engine in a way. It's a good way to describe it. Pretty cool weapon. I could do extended with that, by the way, because I feel like it is really, really strong for extended. But I'm not going to do it. I'm just gonna go do SOT and I'm gonna kill everything because I'm really strong. And then we're gonna get out of here. I'm wearing +10 Ponder Plate with this character. Oh, I just got new mutations. What happened? For dexterity, for strength, you regenerate. What is this? Look at that! How much regen do I have? Oh boy, Spin Dart, if you're still here, look at this. I have 5 regen per turn because Jiyva just decided to give me regen 3. I'm never dying. Like, if I died now, it would be shame to my ancestors. Look at this ridiculous thing. 5 regen. It's the 2 Jiyva regen, and then the 3 regen from the mutation, and then I have another regen source, and then like my natural regen. 5.3 regen per turn. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm tabbing through Berserk Dragons like it's nothing. The Death Cuffs are not even slowing me. Well, now it slowed me. Oh, I got banished. Okay, time to go to the Abyss again. Second time in the Abyss this time. Yeah, shouldn't be difficult. I can even get the rune. It's a shame that the rune no longer gives 2 potions of experience, but I can still get it if I happen to stumble upon it. You're definitely doing the Vine Stalker thing. Yeah, there's no cap to regen. It really blows my mind that it doesn't stack with diminishing returns. It just stacks perfectly. It's not a bad thing. It certainly makes for some really, really strong characters, and I like having really strong characters. Okay, this is getting kinda boring, but that's just the nature of the Abyss. It was more interesting when there was incentive to get the rune, but now there's not really no incentive at all. Okay, very scary to be standing in a cloud of chaos, but what's the worst thing that can happen? Banishment? Yeah, I'm already banished. Getting paralyzed, I suppose. Cannot even get petrified, being a gargoyle. Okay, gateway leading out. Let's get out of here. Perhaps I'm playing with forces beyond my comprehension by fighting there. I should fight in a more safe spot where I have enough time to regen. Yeah, like in order for these guys to kill me, they need to deal way more than 5 HP per turn, and good luck doing that with my 61 armor class. You know what I feel like? I feel like Park Hit, because Park Hit has low HP. The armor class stat here is a lie because he always has very highly enchanted gold skills. So yeah, I hit really hard. I have regen. I also regen astonishingly quickly. It's super sweet. to be cosplaying Park Hit. New idea for Crow cosplay challenge. Park Hit. Just get to 5 region. As easy as that. Be a troll maybe and get to 5 region. Yeah, Far Cry from the 27 he gets per turn for sure. But it's not terrible. Okay, so the Orb of Fire gave me a weakness to cold. Now I don't have cold resistance. On one hand, I don't really care because I have 61 armor class. On the other hand, I'm also hoping that that Jiyva gives me back my cold resistance. Yeah. Regarding Park Hit's 27 region per turn, obviously that's unattainable for players. Um, yeah, I don't really think that it is doable. You need to. No, I don't really see how you do it as a player. Mm, but you can amass large amounts of armor class, which Park Hit cannot do. So that should serve to compensate for the lack of regen. Um, I could equip the Kite Shield of Resistance instead of the Tower Shield. It's gonna hurt me. Yeah, it's gonna hurt me. Ouch. 19 shield. I really do hate that it scales with dexterity. It shouldn't scale with dexterity. At least it should scale with a mixture of both like it did briefly. It used to scale only with strength, and then it scaled with a mixture of strength and dexterity, and then it got nerfed super hard, and now it only scales with dexterity. It's been like that for a couple of versions, and it just feels bad. It doesn't make sense. Like, have 27 shield. At least it should. Do you know what it should scale with? Skill, just like armor. Um, Instead of scaling with your stats, because getting dexterity on a character like this doesn't really make that much sense. I have 0 dodging. Um, it would just feel bad to get dexterity. So yeah, the Labrys has been a pretty okay weapon. Of course, it's not really dealing extra damage to most of these guys. It's gonna deal extra damage versus the Leeches in SOT 5, so that's good. But it does get to plus 16 very consistently. It used to have a cap of plus 27, but it also used to get enchantment. It used to get less enchantment per monster, and so you needed to see a lot more monsters to get to 27. On the other hand, getting to 16 is super easy now. You just need to see 5 dangerous monsters and you're already at that point. Perhaps don't be next in melee range of so many berserking monsters. Not the safest thing to do. Oh, I got robust. I was like, my HP is very high. What's up with that? And here it is. Okay, that's giving me human HP. Yeah. So I have human HP and 5. Oh, well, it's not 5 regen per turn. Now it's 4.56 regen per turn. Still pretty good, you know? No complaints about that, especially if it comes alongside robust. Do I still have weakness to cold? Not anymore. Yep. Jiyva is a wonderful, wonderful goth. Very, very strong. It's crazy, right? I don't remember the last time that I lost a Jiyva run. It may not have happened ever since he got reworked. It is that good. There was even this occasion where I got Jiyva from a Fatal Altar on D1, and it was the greatest thing ever. I don't think I care about these +1 boots. Would rather stay with my +2 boots. Magic mapping, let's get out of here. After all, I did get shafted. Better play it safe when you get shafted. Okay, I went back to the level only to kill one dude. Okay, if I'm gonna have to stick with my Kite Shield of Resistance to have really, really ridiculous defenses, or resistances rather, I might as well enchant it, right? To give me a little bit of extra shield stats. I'm about to get to 27. On 27, I'm gonna level up Dexterity, which is something that I probably should have been doing for a while now, so that I get more shield stat. I wonder how much more shield stat will I get from gaining to Dexterity. It should be like 2 at least. Pretty bad chainmail. I'm a bit surprised about the fact that this has taken me less than 3 hours. But I would attribute it to the fact that I am a gargoyle and I got some crazy loot. Yeah, it is a combination of those two things. Look at that! I got teleport trapped upon going downstairs, but it didn't place me in a spot where I would instantly die. Dexterity. It didn't really give me any shield stat. What's up with that? Seriously, why? Why are shields like this? It doesn't have to be this way, Debs. Shields can be good. Why not have big number on shield like we used to have before they got nerfed? I don't get it. Anyway, I don't have access to the rest of SOT 5, so I'm not even gonna bother. Let's go in. Oh, maybe read magic mapping. It is important not to read magic mapping so you know when you're walking into a death trap. Just half the display value. I do remember that, but I don't know if that's what I'm talking about, because I think that happened like many years ago. What I'm talking about is more recent, when shields went from scaling with strength to scaling with dexterity, and by extension, characters like this one that do want a shield have very little in the way of dexterity, and by extension have very little in the way of shield stat, even though they have 27 shields. Yeah, I have a lot of armor class, just gargoyle things. I have oh, I no longer have double rings of protection. I used to have that, but I have +10 ponder plate with a lot of armor training. I have almost 20 armor, so that's why. Yeah, 27 shields with 21 shield. I'm getting a kite shield, not a tower shield. I equipped the kite shield because it gives me resistance that I otherwise wouldn't have. Yeah, I have a kite shield of resistance and a scarf of resistance equipped. What's ponderousness? It makes me slower. Ponder items are very highly enchanted when you find them. But they have that as a downside. So instead of you dumping a bunch of scrolls of enchant armor into your ponder plate, you just find it on the floor. And yeah, I found 2 of these this game. Saint Roca had one, which was kind of scary, made Saint Roca kind of difficult to kill. And then just a random dude had another one, and I grabbed the second one because I have to slimify Saint Roca, otherwise I was not really killing him. Wow, I got dealt a lot of damage here. I guess the berserkers are actually bypassing my incredible defenses. I still have a lot of regen, so I don't really care. Okay, Orb of Fire. Time for Might and Haste. Please don't malmutate me too much. Okay, that was something. Do you see how the enchantment goes from +4 to +13 upon seeing a single extremely dangerous monster? I like that. That's pretty nice. That's fine. At least I'm not losing my robustness, which is the best part of my mutations so far. It is a human with superhuman armor class, and regen, and defenses and resistances. It is wonderful. Cannot fight in the line of sight of that curse though. Yeah, very lucky that I got a mark trap there. It's gonna be really, really useful. Or it was really, really useful. Made it so that I could fight in this much more convenient position. Careful with the killer clowns. Minus potion. Okay, but they're dead, so it's okay. Yeah, minus potion is a dangerous thing to have. If I get clown pied here, I would probably die. Okay, I trained evocation, so I can do this now and have it not be absolute garbage. Wow, those guys were all berserk, and it took me so long to emerge victorious from fighting all of that that they actually lost the berserk and they were slow. Pretty neat. What would I do if Dig 1 didn't spawn this game? I maybe wouldn't have taken that fight, or I could have lured those guys into this corridor. But yeah, there was an alarm trap here. I could have also drank cancellation if I didn't want to take advantage of the alarm. Okay, immune to petrify. Yeah, the only one that's actually dangerous is the Dreadlich. That one is the one that paralyzes. I'm immune to petrify because I'm already made out of stone. Because Gargoyle. Those guys are dancing on those sod traps. Yeah, you generally don't want to fight in the line of sight of sod traps because of that. Fortunately, I didn't get destroyed here. I didn't identify everything in this game. The scrolls of identify were not really marked as useless. Oh, I got blinked into the orb. Well, might grab it in that case. Yeah, this would be a pretty good character for experimenting when it comes to going to extended. Because I feel like it is crazy, crazy, crazy strong, and it also has a pretty insane weapon for the purposes of doing extended. That was quick and straightforward and very oppressive. I want to see what that bolt has. I think it's the one with the 4 leeches. No, it was not. Okay. Legendary Meteoran Earth Elementalist of Sif Muna. Ooh, Sif Muna. And it has Shatter, an Iron Shot, and Fridge and Crystal Spear. Okay. Hey, alright. It doesn't even have great defenses, but I'm better off not fighting that dude. Okay, I already picked up the orb, right? Let me check. Oh, I haven't. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to leave without that. Okay, Panlord, a nice fiend. Oh, it's a pretty scary Panlord. Look at that guy. Firestorm, Damnation, Silence. Panlord. You don't. There we go. Firestorm, Damnation, Silence, Panlord. You don't fight that Panlord. You see that Panlord, you blink past it. You actually blink past it. That Panlord kills you. Yeah. Panlords can be very easy to kill, but they can also generate like that. And when they do, you die if you try to fight them. So don't fight those. That's my my advice that I can give you. I don't care about you guys. I'm just gonna run away. Go D0. So far so good. Kill a elephant. Very easy to kill. I have a holy rat weapon after all. Pretty well. Going pretty well this orb run, apart from that ridiculous dude. Okay, I can kill this Hell Sentinel, I think. Yep. Man, I could have gone to extended with this character. I could do even ridiculous things like Orb Run Doom with this character. Yeah, what can I say? Pretty strong Gargoyle, insanely strong Gargoyle. Very enjoyable experience. I did have Blink at 5%. I never cast it. Let's cast it once. Well, let's kill these guys. Ooh, wouldn't it be funny if I got killed by this? And there's a possibility. Someone eyeballs. Let's close the door. Oh, but someone eyeballs, would the eyeballs really even hurt me? I have Jiyva, so maybe they would just become neutral upon someone. Well, who knows? Inscribe with youtube.com/@9settler. There we go. Okay, I think that I can win now. What do I attribute this win to? It's kind of hard because I feel like the entirety of the run was nothing but a constant stream of absolutely obscene gear. Yeah, Jiyva. Jiyva is a pretty good thing to attribute the win to. After all, Jiyva did give me robustness towards the end. Regen 3, I had 3 pips of cold resistance and 3 pips of willpower for a while. It was wonderful. Great experience. Go Jiyva if you can't go Jiyva. If you have the opportunity to go Jiyva, I recommend it very thoroughly. With that being said, it is time for me to go jump rope. So I'm just gonna win now. And then I'm gonna go jump rope. I'm still sore from yesterday. It's not that bad because I feel like I'm sore in muscles that I don't normally use, so I can live without being in constant pain. Unlike when you exercise some other muscles like your arms or whenever you exercise muscles that you use while walking, that's also pretty bad. Or at least it would be for me since I walk a lot. But I feel like since I walk a lot, I already have exercised those muscles a lot, which is nice, and they don't hurt anymore. Anyway, that was fun. That was enjoyable. A bit over 3 hours. It is time for me to go jump rope, as I already said. Let's see who is